Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Frank James Bailey. In this video, I'm going to give you another Kickstarter tip. But before I do that, I want to remind you to please subscribe to my channel on YouTube and follow me on TikTok. Make a comment and like the video as well because every little bit helps. I really appreciate it. And now on with the Kickstarter tip. And today's Kickstarter tip is try to have most of your product ready for shipment by the time your campaign is over. Or at least almost done. Now before we go any further, I realize that Kickstarter is a place where you can go to help kickstart your campaign or kickstart your project. After all, if you haven't got the money for the artist, then you need the money from the Kickstarter to pay the artist to get the comic done. So pushing that aside for a minute, I've talked to a lot of creators on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and almost unanimously, most of them say to have most of your product done before or around about the time the campaign ends. So this way, if your product delivery date is, let's say, 1 year from now, and everything, or rather most of it is already done, then all you have to do is finish it up a little bit and figure out how many copies to print off to send to all these people. This way, they can get the product right away. But again, I realize Kickstarter is a place to kickstart the project, whatever you're trying to start. So sometimes you need the money from that Kickstarter to pay the artist. I understand that. But almost everybody I talked to said you really should try to have most of the product done or most of the comic or book, whatever, done by the time you launch the Kickstarter. And the reason I bring this particular Kickstarter tip up today is because, as you know, I've had 4 campaigns here on Kickstarter. 2 of them failed, and 2 of them were successful. Last year when I did my Kickstarter for Turkana comic number 7, You Can't Save Everyone, the comic was already done. All I needed was the money to get it printed off so I can send out to the people who backed the Kickstarter and have some with me when I go to Comic-Cons. Well, this year for Olivia the Mighty Kraken, I didn't do that. I did have a few tweaks I needed to make, but I wanted to start the Kickstarter in April, and I did, and it ended in May, and book 3 wasn't quite done yet. Now, here it is, September, and I hope to get the books out to people as soon as possible. After all, I have to get them out before December because that's the delivery time, December of 2024. My point is, delays can happen. Life happens, stuff like that. Make sure your delivery date is far off in advance, and all you have to do is beat that date. And then everything's fine hunky-dory. So yeah, that's this week's Kickstarter tip of the week. Try to make sure and have most of your product, whether it be comics or books, ready before the Kickstarter ends. This way, all you have to do is know how many to deliver to how many people back to Kickstarter. And everybody knows happy customers are returning customers. If you have any Kickstarter questions, comment below the video, and I'll get to it as soon as I can. That's all for now. Thanks all for watching, and as always, thank you for your support.